Hi everyone, it's Nat here. Hope you're doing well. I'm on because I need to get some crafting done. I've been doing lots of buying and not enough crafting, so yeah, it's been hard to get in the craft room lately and get anything done, especially today because I did the shopping and everything this morning. I took my daughter shopping and then I come home and then I had to snooze for a few hours and then it takes you ages to wake up. I hate daytime naps, so finally semi-awake and thought I would hit the craft room. So one of the challenges, it's the embellishment challenge in our group Paper Possibilities Crazy Crafters. The prompt is to make Franken-paper. Now, the challenges are up for interpretation because everyone's got different ways of doing things, and if you search, you'll find 10,000 different videos on it. Now, when I first come across the term Franken-paper a couple of years ago, I did a bit of a search and I stumbled across a video by Nick the Booksmith. Most of you would have heard of her. She's an awesome crafter. So the method today I'm going to use, I'm pretty sure was Nick the Booksmith. Well, that's who I saw do it. But, you know, I've seen heaps of people do similar stuff since, so... Now, as far as my paper scraps, I have this box and I thought I would challenge myself. These are just some of the scraps. Yeah, see, I haven't been doing much crafting. These are some of the scraps of the creations I've made in the last week. I do have a couple of scrap boxes that I've meticulously sorted into colours and sizes and that, and I'll have to get into them sometime, but when I went to put away my scraps, I thought, you know, why sort them into these bits and pieces? Why not try and find a project to use them on? So I'm going to try and make my Franken-paper just with the scraps I've got here. So looking at that, it's going to be quite, what's the word for it? Neutral tones. So I think I might just do a tip. That'll do. Make sure there's no spiders in there. You never know, do you, with scrap boxes? There's a few crumbs. So it looks like we've got some music paper. Nice, that's something a bit different. We've got some end book page. Beautiful. We do have some paper that I have done some punching on, practiced some punching. I have offcuts of my journal pages. I have wallpaper. And I've got a fair bit of offcuts of wallpaper here. And I've got this from a Christmas card that I used. I don't think we'll be using that, so he can go back into the scrap bin. So that's not a lot of variation, but I think we can make some nice paper with that. And I think today I'm going to do something different and try with making it with PVA. And the reason I'm doing that is I don't use a lot of it, and I have a lot of it. And it will save my other glues, and I just want to see how it works out for this sort of project. So I've got some paintbrushes and a glass of water to use with that. What I've done here is I've got my measuring mat, my cutting mat, and I've stuck just a plain, well, it's not plain, it's one of my old study printouts on similarities and differences between family social bonds and family social capital. Yeah, very interesting stuff that. So this basically is just a size guide for me. I might try and make my paper about an A4 size, so I thought that would help me manage that. And then I've just put greaseproof paper over the top in the hope that my PVA won't stick it all to that. Okay, so after all that blah blah, I will get started with some crafting. So I'm going to tip some of my PVA if I can get the lid off. And get the goo out the top into my little thing that I use as a palette thing. That should be plenty. Comes out good. Does it ever stop? Grab a tissue. Now what I might do is I'm just ripping a bit of my greaseproof off, and I might just stick that on the top before I screw the lid on. Not that it was getting stuck too much, but I know I have trouble with my Mod Podge and that. If I don't put greaseproof on, I can't get the lid off, which is a dilemma. Now I might just tip a little bit of water. Don't want it to be too wet. Maybe I'll spray it in just a little bit. And I'm not sure, I've got 3 brushes here which I have used glue with. I can tell by the feel of them. That's how I like to ruin my brushes. Not sure how big a brush I want to use. I'll start with the little one and then we'll go up to the big one if need be, which I probably will need to do. So, my idea with the Franken-paper is to grab pieces. I might rip this up into a few sections. And I might start with that there. And I want to make paper, basically, out of the bits and pieces that I have lying around here. So we've got smaller bits of that. I want something to go up in this top part. That would be quite nice. Might even leave it that big, hey? Because it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to stick this sheet onto that sheet. So I'm just going to put some glue up this end, basically, and piece it together. It's a bit like a jigsaw. Don't know how well it's going to stick on this, whatchamacallit, wallpaper. Seems to be sticking all right. I mean, you could ankle the edges and that, but I'm not going to bother with that for this piece. I'm just going to get it done and see how it goes. Now, the only problem is the wallpaper's going to curl and that, which will annoy me, but we will fix that as we stick stuff onto it. So next, I might do some... I need some bigger pieces, which I don't have much of by the looks. I've got this piece. quite a fun project, I find. And then, of course, if you wanted to go further, you could do your stamping and all that sort of stuff. But my main aim is, and the group challenge is, just to make some Franken-paper. Now, let's turn it over and just have a look. Because we've got the wallpaper, it's sort of hard to write on because we've got this stuff. So if we wanted to make that into sort of paper, we'd want to cover that a bit. I'm just seeing if we've got enough paper left to give that a go. We could leave some of it sticking out. Don't mind that piece, but I feel like I've got to rip it. Oh, I'm glad this has sort of come together. I mean, it's not the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, but it's a really good way of using up those scraps, and it was fun to sort of limit myself to what was in the box. And I tell you what, when I thought I'd do that, I did not know how much was in the box. Yeah, and it was slightly limiting. Great way of using it up. So I'm just going to cut this little crinkly bit off because I know that won't stick well. And that can just sit up there, why not? Yeah, it would look really cool with some stamped pieces stuck on, so I might do that in the future. You know, when I have a challenge, I do tend to just stick to the challenge and put it aside for something, and then I come across it later on and gives me a background to work on when I want to have a bit of fun. Most of it seems to be sticking pretty good now. When it's all dry, I'll check, and any bits lifting up, I'll use my other glue on just to secure them better. So I think that's just about it for now. Just going through my leftovers and seeing if there's any other nice surprises with words, but I don't think so. It's a bit of a... That doesn't look too bad either. It's a bit of the book spine. Well, I don't know if the PVA will keep it on there, but I might as well give it a go. Why not? It was in the box, I'm allowed to use it. Waste not, want not. Where's my tissue? It's a little off cut. Put that on. I haven't coloured for ages and I've been missing it. I'll just sort of do some of the titles and that because they do look pretty cool on there, don't they? That one's already got 2 on it, but I'll just put it there in the middle. It's quite warm here. It's about 28 degrees Celsius, that is. It says 40% chance of rain, I think, today and tomorrow, and it did the other day, but it's like under 1 millimetre, so you can't really call that rain. And that's it for the next week, and it has been for pretty well the last week, so definitely have to water the garden a lot. That means if I want to, rubbing the paper off, I think, means if I want to do any weeding, I have to sprinkle first, I think. That's looking all right. I really like that side too, but we'll see. We've got some more. Another song title, I think it is here. That one might be able to fit on somewhere. Yeah, I might put it there, why not? Or do we put it down here? Or do we put it up there to cover? I must have, this is where I tried to punch the wallpaper and it got stuck, so it's a bit of a, so I might have to stick something over there in a minute. Okay, so interesting song. Something about men not being able to take love. So maybe if we put it over towards that side, I'll take that end off, break this down a bit. And I'm almost out of glue, so that was great to use it up. I'll put that. It covers up my little boo-boo. Now, tissue. Oops. So clumsy. It's just a pretty sturdy piece of paper now, which is really cool. kind of like this. I was going to trim this off too, but I kind of like it being there now. But I might trim along this side. Oh, look, I'm always saying I can't pick up my scissors without something else coming with them. So I might just trim along this edge a bit. That'll do there. Made me hungry, so I'm sure I'll enjoy my dinner. I think it's still a bit wet, which is making it hard to trim. I am impatient. I think that'll do for now. We'll leave this overhang till I decide what I'm going to do with it. Alright, so I'll call that a wrap. Now that I've made a big mess of my desk. Though I got through a fair few of those scraps. You know, I've just got the smaller ones now. I'll be keeping all the small bits of the wallpaper because I do like collaging with those. Especially this one, it's really pretty. But we got through a lot of the ends that I cut off my journal pages. Nearly finished that whole piece of music paper, so that was good. So that is my Franken-paper. Really nice base. I'll probably have to put it under some books afterwards, and that's the other side of it. So it's an idea for using up your scraps. So take care of yourself. So I just noticed there's the other side of where I tried to punch, but if I'm fussy, I'll probably stamp or something. I'll stencil over it sometime. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Be good, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.